Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing Tea Street. I'm going to jump right in today so that I can jump right out. Today's topic: don't skip the process of looking beneath the surface. So many of us live our lives. We live on the surface. We look at other people and we never get past their surface. And sometimes we can't get past the surface of other people or the surface of other things because we can't get past our own surface. We swim all of our lives in the shallow end. So many of us suck on milk, and we never develop a maturity. We don't ever get to meat. And so for me, I'm a meat and potatoes girl. I don't even drink milk. Does that tell you something? Yep, I have to take a vitamin D supplement because I don't drink milk. I I think from an early age I was eating meat, and there's evidence in my body that I eat meat. And so even in my relationships in life, both for myself and for other people, I'm not a surface level kind of person, which is why it's very hard for me to develop strong long-term friendships because it takes me a minute to go deep. Because I gotta see what I see on the surface, and then I gotta work past some things I see on the surface to even try to get there. So I'm guilty of sometimes not even being willing to look beneath the surface. Today, I want to talk about not skipping the process of looking beneath the surface. The first step, and the first thing we need to know is that surface level judgments can be misleading. Sometimes when we look at the surface, it's like looking at the iceberg and thinking that it's small, when indeed underneath the surface is massive ice, because only 10% of the iceberg is above and visible above water. So sometimes when we treat people and relationships like that, we miss the depth and the mass that is beneath the surface. Don't be so judgmental that you don't go beneath the surface, because the surface can be misleading. Sometimes we judge people and we think good things about them because of the surface, and it can be misleading. And sometimes we think bad things about people, which can also be misleading. Be willing to go a little deeper. Real growth happens below the surface. Real growth, the stuff that's real and transformative, it happens below the surface. Did you know that a seed, it doesn't grow in light? It grows deep in the ground in darkness. That's where the transformative process of sprouting takes place. It doesn't take place up in the light where everybody can see it. By the time it gets to the light, the roots are so deep that the flower can't be killed easily. Sometimes the transformation that we need to do in our lives, and good morning, Jackie, and that's being done in us and in other people, it's happening below the surface. But if we never go below the surface, we in ourselves or in seeing it in other people, we miss the growth opportunity. And real talk, y'all, when you do that, if you skip the process, you skip the transformation. And it is a transformative life that we should be seeking, not a surface level life. Something that is transformative is not rarely found on the surface of things. Complex problems require deep thinking. Sometimes, if something is deep and we got to think through it hard, we don't want to do that. Our kids are prime examples. We are raising a generation of young people that if it's hard, they don't want to do it. They don't want to go deep. They don't want to think deep. They don't want to feel deep. They don't want to do anything that's below the surface because it requires more of them. And can I tell you, they're not the only ones. Sometimes we are guilty of that. Complex problems require deep thinking. People like, okay, T, can I just be real honest with you? Rarely do quick fixes solve deep problems. That's true. Oftentimes, when we treat the symptom of something, we never get to the cause. And so we have to keep treating the symptom over and over. I kept having a rash on my leg. And I kept putting this cream on it that the doctor had given me. And I finally went to the doctor and was like, look, this cream works in the moment, but it doesn't solve the problem of why I'm getting this rash on my leg in the first place. Can you do some tests to find out what's causing the rash? Am I allergic to something? So she did order some tests so that I could figure out what was going on. And once we figured that out, we didn't need the cream. What we needed was an antibiotic to what? Knock whatever was causing that rash all the way out. So I don't have to keep putting cream on there. We got to the root of the problem. And that's what happens when we go beneath the surface. And finally, Y'all, there are so many hidden gems that happen and that are found in unlikely places. Some of the greatest opportunities that I've had in life came disguised in difficult people, in some tasks, because y'all know my ADHD brain, in some tasks that I thought were extremely boring, and in some very painful situations. Yep, some of the greatest opportunities I had came in disguises that I didn't expect. But when we don't realize and don't recognize that there's something deeper, we reject it really quickly. And sometimes we like miss some things that could have been blessings in our lives because we weren't willing to look for that which was buried. We missed that which was a blessing. Rarely do you find gold laying on the ground. Generally, it's buried deep. So today I came to tell somebody, whatever you do, don't skip the process of looking beneath the surface, remembering that surface level judgments can be misleading. Real growth happens beneath and below the surface, like the plant and the seed. Complex problems require deeper thinking, and hidden potential is found in unlikely places. So, whatever you do, don't skip the process of looking beneath the surface in you and in other people. I'm amazing T Street. Absolutely, positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. So, today I charge and I challenge you look beneath the surface. Good morning, Erica. Have a great day, everyone.